Hello, and welcome to part 2 of a 2-part video series where I sit down with my good friend Tommy and discuss what we believe to be the best game of the 2010s. In part 1, we sat and discussed our personal favorite games from their respective years. And in this video, we set a majority of those games into a bracket. This bracket was then split up into their own separate polls on Twitter, letting the community decide for themselves what the best game of the last decade was. We picked the games, and you, the audience, picked the winner. So, without further ado, let's see what the best game of the 2010s was.
All right, so then round one gave us Mario Kart 8 versus Binding of Isaac. Surprised that Mario Kart 8 won because it's the Wii U version. I guess Binding of Isaac has a lot of years on Mario Kart 8. Just speaking, if we're talking about all of its updates, everything that happened to the game.
Especially with the original Flash version, that's like super old. Like the original Binding of Isaac was like a Flash game on Newgrounds or something like that.
On Newgrounds. Yeah, it's really interesting. But again, we have that Nintendo bias that's going to be showing up in all of these rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario Kart 8 is, I think I saw on Twitter just yesterday that it is like the best-selling racing game in the United States right now. So it is
wow.
Is very popular. I guess it's that thing of it comes bundled with every like Switch. Like there's a Switch bundle with it in it. Everyone buys that one.
Mm-hmm. And is that also including that it's a port, or is it just including Mario Kart 8 Deluxe by itself?
Maybe it didn't specify in the report if it was the Wii U or just the Switch version. So I think maybe it's both versions, taking both of those into account.
Yeah, because honestly, even if you just said like Mario Kart 8 is the best-selling racing game, period, I would have believed you.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes sense.
The best-selling Switch game, period.
Oh yeah. Oh, is Animal Crossing? Oh, I guess it's off topic, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably Animal Crossing. I don't know if it's beat it out yet. I'm not sure. But even if it isn't, it was the best-selling for a while. Which,
in that context, it does make sense that it won, considering a lot more people have played Mario Kart 8, whether it's the Switch version or the Wii U version, in comparison to Binding of Isaac. But we need to think in Monument. Binding of Isaac is like one of the most influential indie games, roguelikes. It sort of defined that genre for me specifically. It sort of like got me into it too, because the roguelike genre is like, it's very hard to like define, but I think Binding of Isaac sort of cemented that formula.
Yeah, I think Binding of Isaac was one of the first roguelike games I've ever played. Mm-hmm. And I think me too, it also got me like into the genre because it's just such a good game and it's such a good roguelike. Mm-hmm. You know, it has like hundreds of different items, so many different like room layouts, and there's honestly, for such a basic sounding game, like you're basically just going floor to floor beating the bosses, but there's just so much variety and things to do and like crazy situations you can get into. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I wish I did this poll like a day later, because the new expansion for it came out, and I actually got the chance to play the Binding of Isaac at a friend's house. And I died in the second floor. I didn't make it too far. But it's the same thing with Spelunky 2, another roguelike, where I could imagine myself getting better every single time, just improving every single time, getting new items, and just not knowing what they do until I finally grab them, and just being surprised every single time. I can imagine spending like thousands of hours in this game. I think you have, right? Like at least 500.
Yeah, I have like almost 400 hours or something in the game, and like even then I still sometimes have to Google what some items do, because there's so many, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who know what everything in the game does, which I just could not. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of items and item combinations in this game that it feels almost overwhelming to like try and learn every single one.
Yeah, like with roguelikes too, it's I used to play Enter the Gungeon. I stopped playing for like a little while, but being surprised with like every item every time, because of course you have some items that you get like almost every round, but like I would be surprised like 40, 50, 60 hours in, and I can imagine that's the choice with Binding of Isaac as well. You're just always surprised.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with Binding of Isaac, is it has so much replay value, because even after you quote unquote beat the game for the first time, you still unlock so much stuff. It really encourages you to just keep playing the game over and over, and every time you unlock something new, and then in your next run you could have like these new items you've never seen before. And so, you know, someone like me, I have like almost 400 hours. I still I don't know what it's like called Platinum God or something, the final unlock you get, but I haven't even gotten that yet. Like and plus it's just a hard game too. Like if you really want to challenge yourself, the option is there. Like there's a whole character that if you get hit once, you die, and that's the whole character.
Really?
Yeah,
that's so awesome. Yeah, you could probably tell by the fact we're gushing about the Binding of Isaac that we kind of wanted it to win.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it didn't win.
Yeah, but that's not to say the Mario Kart 8 didn't deserve it. It's clearly one of the top selling racing games in general. It did deserve that. It is my favorite Mario Kart game, period. And it will be moving on to round 2. So Pikmin 3 versus Red Dead 2. Two very similar games.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, almost identical, really.
Almost identical. There's a part in Red Dead Redemption 2 where Arthur Morgan's like, give me a purple Pikmin.
Yeah.
You remember that part? It's a great part.
I think I do. That was probably my favorite part of the game.
That's my favorite part. And then in Pikmin 3, Olimar
has to shoot Louis.
Has to shoot. It's really sad. And then it plays the main theme.
Like the flute is just like a flute song.
The flute. Pikmin 4 title. That's the plot of Pikmin 4. Olimar kills Louis. Finally. But no, Pikmin 3 won this round. I'm very happy about this one. The two, they're not obviously not very similar, but they're two like adventure games. I sort of define them as. You go around in this big open world. You're kind of given the choice to go anywhere in both games. You're not really given a map or an objective. You're just told to explore, and you can do quests. But instead of like Pikmin 3, you're just finding fruit. Just two very fun like exploration games.
Yeah, and I'm also glad that Pikmin 3 won, because it is the only game that I've played out of these two. Which is why I can't really speak on Red Dead 2 because I haven't played it. But Pikmin 3 is a really good game. It's not my favorite Pikmin, but it's still like if you like Pikmin, you're gonna like Pikmin 3. And it just looks beautiful too. I mean, it is a good looking game.
Yeah. It really showed the fruit graphics of the Wii U.
Wasn't there a pizza level?
There was a pizza level, but wasn't it like a JPEG of a pizza? No, it's supposed to be. It was either a JPEG of a pizza or like a really, really good looking pizza.
No in between. It's one or the other.
There's no in between. I think it was like a really. Somebody look up the Pikmin 3. I'll look it up. Pikmin 3 pizza. But speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, I brought it to the table because I just had a lot of, oh god, that's a good looking pizza. Muffin, you gotta show the viewers this pizza.
I will. Now I have to look at it.
Look at the pizza. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. I am glad Pikmin 3 won because I had more fun. It's a good looking pizza.
It's a JPEG. It looks like a normal map or something. See the texture.
Hold on. Oh wait, no, it is a. Nah. I challenge you on this. Look at the texture.
I don't know.
You know what? Pikmin 3 lost. The
Yeah.
pizza one. We put in the pizza in the
The
poll.
pizza one, Pikmin 3 lost.
versus Red Dead Redemption 2 versus pizza. But yeah. See, Red Dead 2, its problem was that it didn't have pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for all Red Dead is worth, it does get boring at sometimes. You're just going around the map, doing basically the same thing. You have like the same sort of like assets to solve every quest, which is just shoot or don't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But in Pikmin 3, there's many ways to solve the same problem. Or like you don't even have to tackle those problems. If you like want to spend a day just exploring, getting fruit because you're low on it, you can go do that. Or just go ham and go for all the bosses. The world is your
Yeah,
oyster.
I think Pikmin 3 is kind of like, it really strives in its simplicity. Like it's really just like you explore and you collect fruit. And I think it's really unique because it adds like the other captains that you can use and play as. And so it was like kind of a cool innovation on like the Pikmin formula. While not straying too far from it.
Yeah. I love the addition of the. I just have to say this before I forget. Love the winged Pikmin so much.
I totally forgot about the winged Pikmin.
Love the winged Pikmin. Rock Pikmin are funny.
They are funny
because they're like, that's not their bodies, but winged Pikmin are.
What do rock Pikmin look like beneath the rock, though?
I don't want to know. Unfortunately, Pikmin are insanely messed up creatures. They're like, what are they? They take over their inhabitant and like they become a Pikmin.
Yeah,
that's what happened to Olimar in the Pikmin 1.
Yeah. And like the little Bulborb Pikmins that were unused in Pikmin 1.
Yeah. They like take their bodies and then they become a Pikmin. That's the worst way to go out, I believe.
Why have we never seen the Pikmin use that ability in game?
Yeah, it's terrifying. I wouldn't want to touch a Pikmin, let alone throw it.
No,
That'd be
not
scary.
even a purple one.
I feel just like a purple Pikmin. Okay, sorry.
But what I was gonna say was like Red Dead 2. I haven't played it, but I've heard a lot of things about it being like kind of linear and like restrictive with its storytelling. Like you kind of have to you have to go to the NPC to start a mission. Like you can't like stumble across stuff. You have to have a mission be told to you before you can do it.
Yeah, to elaborate on that, there's a really good video by Nakey Jakey about Red Dead 2, and it really did highlight all the gripes I had with the game, because there's a specific instance where you're told you can rob a bank, but you need to talk to a specific NPC before you can rob bank, or it just won't let you do it, which is a real bummer for Rockstar, because they really pride themselves on being open world. I put that in quotations, but you can't see that. So open world, because like imagine in something like Breath of the Wild, you can go anywhere and do anything. It doesn't matter like where you are in the point of the story. Versus Red Dead 2, you have to talk to a specific NPC just to go forward with a side mission.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I really like about Nintendo games in general is like yeah, it sucks they don't have like these deep stories a lot of the time, but it really just like puts the gameplay like forward, like front and center. So you never have to worry like, oh, am I like skipping story? Am I like too far ahead? Like, no, you can, in Breath of the Wild or even like most Nintendo games, you can just really do anything from the get-go.
Yeah. But that's all I had to say on Pikmin 3 versus Red Dead 2. Anything else?
No, I just think Pikmin 3 really deserved that win. I think it's just a better game, and it's gonna move on in the bracket. So
shout out to Pikmin 3. Can we get a purple Pikmin on the screen, please? Thank you. So for this round, Wind Waker versus Resident Evil 2 Remake. The winner was Resident Evil 2. I'm really happy about this one. It sort of felt like more of a return to horror than, more of a return to horror than Resident Evil 7. It sort of brought back both Leon Kennedy, the third person perspective that I love, and just horror in general to Resident Evil 2. I love this game so much. I'm really glad that it won. Even though I do love Wind Waker HD, I'm really glad Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, again, it's a game I haven't played, but I've heard more good things about this game than Red Dead 2, so I'm honestly not I'm not too upset that it won, because I do constantly hear that it is a good remake and it is a good game in general. So
yeah, at the time of recording, Resident Evil 8 hasn't come out yet, but I am so excited for that game to come out. I just played the demo on the PS5, hard flex, sorry. But oh geez, ow, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, and I'll flex on everybody.
You have like 5 PS5s, right?
Yeah, I do. I have 5. I'm actually a scalper. No. But I really I'm excited for Resident Evil 8. I love how it does horror because Resident Evil prides itself on not jump scares, which I don't like because I'm a little baby, but on building tension. The whole entire game of Resident Evil 2 remake, there's a character called Mr. X that just stalks you the whole time, and you hear footsteps while you're just doing your thing, getting like keys and like bullets and ammo and whatever, and you'll just hear those footsteps and you're like, oh god, he's gonna come and wreck my stuff. I love it so much, and it's amazing.
It's gonna come take your keys.
Come take your keys, Mr. X. I shot his hat off one time, and he went to go back and get his hat, and then he punched me in the face. It was one of my favorite gaming moments. But I love Resident Evil. But let's talk about Wind Waker, since we both played it.
Yeah.
Wind Waker HD for me was my first time playing Wind Waker. I haven't played the GameCube original, so I don't really know what it changed besides the fast sale and like Triforce Quest, but I could not imagine playing this game without the fast sale.
Yeah, the original game, like when you're a kid, it feels fun and exciting to be like, oh my god, this ocean, it's so big, you know, there's so much to explore. But when you're an adult, you can kind of see like, okay, it's just kind of padding, really. Like there's not that much to do in the ocean, so I'm really glad the remake did add like a way to get around that with the fast sail, because it really does go way faster than the regular sail. It
does, yeah. And I have to, the full disclosure, I'm a complete dumbass. If you gave me Wind Waker as whenever it came out as like a 4-year-old or whatever, I would not have figured out where to go. I would have gone in the ocean, done like a circle, and then just cried because I couldn't figure out what to do. So I'm glad the Wii U version fixed a lot of those problems.
Especially, yeah, because I think I don't know if they fixed it in the Wii U version, but one of the quests has you like travel back to the first island, but I think I skipped that dialogue when I was a kid. So it was like, yeah. I just had no idea what to do. And it was a time before like I had the internet, so I think I just kind of gave up and had to come back at another point like a couple months later and like completely replay it.
Oh, I totally would have given up. I fully understand that, because having to go in that I'm imagining myself as a kid, like I'm given this whole entire ocean, and I would just probably sail forward for like what feels like 20 hours because you don't have the fast sail. So you're just sitting there hoping to God you land on an island that you're supposed to go to.
Yeah, I think when I originally played it as a kid, I didn't know you could like feed the fish to like mark islands on your map. So I had an empty map the whole game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but as an adult, I can appreciate how good Wind Waker is, especially the HD port.
Yeah, I love it. So I've seen a couple comparisons online of like saying how the original looks better, and I don't know how I feel about that, because they're both good in their own right. I love the cell shading in the original, and the Wii U, I will admit, does amp up the bloom to like incredible effects. But if you had to play one, I still would recommend HD just for the fast sale and a lot of other quality of life.
Yeah, and the improved Triforce Quest like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it is so much better in the remake.
But yeah, I'm glad Resident Evil 2 Remake won. I guess it did change way more in comparison to something like Wind Waker HD. But both are very good games.
Yeah, probably the Resident Evil 2 Remake is probably the better out of these two remakes in terms of being a remake.
Mm-hmm. It is a hard line to define, though. Like, what does constitute a remake? I think it's still something that the gaming world is still trying to define.
Yeah, so with that being said, Resident Evil 2 will continue on in the bracket.
Animal Crossing New Leaf versus Pokemon Sun and Moon. I played both these games, and I hope that you did too, because these are some of my favorite 3DS games. Pokemon Sun and Moon, for me, is my favorite Pokemon game. And before you shoot me, let me explain. I love the Alola aesthetic so much. I love Hawaii. I've been there so many times. I have so much family there. I love that aesthetic so much. So I do have a bit of a bias. But I also love the story in Pokemon Sun and Moon, because most Pokemon stories are like the same thing. You get the gym badges, and you're on your merry way. And it's basically the same here, but the characters in Pokemon Sun and Moon are kind of underrated. I love Lily and Hal. They're fun companions. Versus like somebody like I don't even remember. Like, you had a friend group in X and Y. I don't remember their names, and I don't like them either. So yeah, so many fond memories of Pokemon Sun and Moon, and my favorite starters probably too. I love. Shout out to Poplio. Shout out
best Pokemon.
Poplio, if you're watching this, best Pokemon. You're freaking great. Litten, on the other hand, I don't like you.
I like Litten. I don't like what they evolve into. Okay. On record, I don't like Litten more than Poplio. No Pokemon can be better than Poplio, but Litten's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
but Incineroar is trash. Absolutely a terrible Pokemon.
I like Incineroar in the Smash Ultimate context, because they just made him like a big funny wrestler. Yeah. I love that so much for him. But yeah, in the game, he's just like, he looks like Tony the Tiger.
There's too many firefighting starters nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I also really liked Pokemon Sun and Moon. I haven't been to Hawaii, but I do enjoy the aesthetic of like the tropics and stuff. But yeah, I haven't played very many Pokemon games, but I think Sun and Moon probably is my favorite. Definitely, even of the like modern 3D ones, it's probably the best. In my opinion. I know I don't really know the opinion on Sun and Moon. Like, I know a lot of people hate Sword and Shield. I know a lot of people hate X and Y, but I haven't really heard that much hate for Sun and Moon.
Yeah, from what I've read, it just seems like the 3DS games in general are ranked rather low. And I guess the newer gen games. So like, yeah, Sword and Shield, X and Y, Sun and Moon. But out of all of them, Sun and Moon is definitely my favorite. I'm not particularly fond of X and Y, and I think I just hate Sword and Shield. I can guess I'll go into that some other time, but it's just so much fun. I love every Pokemon they introduce. I genuinely enjoy. I love. I think Comfy. It's just like a Hawaiian lei. I love that thing. I want one in real life.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon introduced in this generation are probably some of my favorite Pokemon designs. I mean, they're just so good. Like, I know I'm an artist, so I should be able to like describe what makes them so good, but I just can't.
You want to describe Buzzwole, baby. Buzzwole. What a great buff Pokemon. You need more of those.
Just literally perfection.
Literally perfection. You can't get any better than Buzzwole. Like, all the Ultra Beasts too, they didn't do much with them after, which is as Pokemon seems to do. They'll come up with a great concept and like, we'll throw it away for the next game. Something like that.
Yeah. And then they come up with Gigantamax.
Yeah, Gigantamax, which is, you want a giant model of Pikachu? Of course I do.
With only like
one.
3 distinct moves.
One animation. No. But we talked enough about Pokemon Sun and Moon. We can go to Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yeah, let's talk about the winner.
Yeah, the
Animal
actual
Crossing
winner.
New Leaf.
Animal Crossing. My first Animal Crossing game. I think I spent maybe 100 to 200 hours building my town because I loved it so much. I love Stitches. He was one of my first villagers. Who else was it? It was Stitches and Cookie. Cookie's great too. I love Animal Crossing.
Oh, the pink dog.
Yeah, the pink dog. Those were my two homies. Until she freaking moved away, dude. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
So messed up. But
how heartbreaking.
She left without even telling me.
That is always the saddest thing.
Without even telling you, because you can just force them to stay against their will. But she just left. So friendship ended with Cookie, and Stitches is my best friend.
But yeah, Animal Crossing New Leaf was my first Animal Crossing game too. And it's just such a good game, like such a relaxing game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's any game that I can like play to feel relaxed, it's any Animal Crossing game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think I would only spend I used to spend 1 or 2 hours a day. Just, I would check it and then I would just I would just have some me time, just checking Animal Crossing, watering my plants, doing whatever, and then close it and move on with my day. And it was great. I didn't have to worry about Animal Crossing. It was just I'd use it to relax. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I remember opening it up, picking all the fruit and selling it. Then I would put my DS to sleep and shake it a bunch to get those play coins.
The play coins. Did you get the whole Nintendo the Nintendo collection?
I did not, because I think it was completely random on what you got, and you could get repeats.
Yeah.
So I don't think I got the whole collection, but I know I got a bunch of cool stuff, and I wish they did that in the new Animal Crossing. I know they have the no, not that part. That part kind of sucked. But
I have nostalgia for that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I wish they brought back, because I know they have the Mario items in New Horizons, but I wish they brought back everything, the Zelda items, the Metroid, the F-Zero items. Those were all so cool.
Yeah, you and I both love New Horizons, but I think we can both say it just does feel a little bit lacking in comparison to New Leaf.
Yeah.
Comparing its launch date. But Animal Crossing New Leaf, not much to say besides, well, if you know what Animal Crossing is, because it's hard to quantify it as a game. It's more just doing chores and then hanging out with your fun animal pals until you inevitably move on, and then and then when you come back eventually, they're mad at you for never coming back.
Yeah, and your town is trashed. You have thousands of weeds growing everywhere.
But I'm glad Animal Crossing New Leaf won. To this day, probably my favorite Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, it was a big step forward for the series too, because it was the first one to be hey, you're kind of in charge of this town, you're the mayor.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't imagine playing an Animal Crossing game when you're not really in control of things. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, imagine if in New Horizons, Tom Nook owned the island and you just get no say in anything.
Just does whatever he wants. Oh, that was horrible. But I'm glad Animal Crossing New Leaf won. Yeah, as you said, it's a big departure from the series that I think it sort of got everybody Animal Crossing into the mainstream, because I had friends who rarely played video games get into this one, and they just loved it so much.
Yeah, I think it kind of was, because I can't remember, I don't know the sales figures of all the old games, but I really think it was the first one to kind of blow up and get everyone excited for New Horizons and stuff, and it is now one of Nintendo's flagship titles is Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, was Animal Crossing in that infographic where it's Mario, Link, was it?
Yeah,
Isabelle,
it was. Yeah. I think it was Isabelle or one of the villagers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed you if you said Animal Crossing was one of Nintendo's flagships until New Leaf came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a monumental game. Shout out to Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Shout outs to Tom Nook.
Just to Tom. Can we get a quick shout out to Tom? Fallout New Vegas versus Baba Is You. One of these games I have not played, and the other game I played a week ago, but I put it on this list. And that was a Fallout New Vegas. I'm so happy that it actually did win something because I was not expecting it. Fallout New Vegas for me is probably, I only played it like 1 or 2 weeks ago. One of my favorite like RPG slash like I don't even know if it is an RPG. Just one of my favorite open world-ish sort of games. It is a very old game, but the amount of like world building that went into this game in particular is astounding. This game was made in like 18 months, 17 months by Obsidian Entertainment. They were contracted to make it. And I've heard it was like development hell, but the amount of like things that they did is astonishing. Really, it's truly a very good game.
It's the opposite way for me. I have never played Fallout New Vegas, but I have played Baba Is You. But in terms of Fallout New Vegas, which is the winner, I mean, just comparing the two, like one is this 3D, like you said, RPG shooter that has tons of content and tons of things to do. And the other is like a really hard, like 2D minimalist puzzle game.
Yeah.
So as much as I love Baba Is You as a game, I don't think it really stood a chance against Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I will say for Baba Is You, I haven't played it yet, but just looking at its puzzles, it's very fun. I do love a good puzzle game from time to time, and it does it looks mind-boggling having to switch your perspective. Like, well, okay, if I'm going to make Baba Is You, well, then I want to make him the door or something, the key, something like that, where you have to flip your thinking around. It's really incredible.
It is such a good game, but also just such a hard game. I kind of understand why it lost. Like, I still haven't beat the game. It is such a good puzzle game, and I honestly recommend it. If anyone out there likes puzzle games, you should definitely pick this one up. I do understand why it lost. I don't have the percentages pulled up, but I think it did kind of lose by a lot.
I think it's by a fair margin. I feel bad for Baba Is You when I was eating the tier list. I just went by Metacritic scores, which maybe in retrospective I should have tried putting games together based on how close they were. But
it's fair. I feel like as good of a game Baba Is You is, I just knew it wasn't going to get very far in this bracket because there are so many great games in this bracket that it wasn't destined to win or even get close to the final round.
I will say, do check out Fallout New Vegas. There's a lot of games on this list, and I probably would recommend some more. But if I had to choose one, do check out Fallout New Vegas at some point. You'll probably love it, and that goes for everyone.
Yeah, I should probably play it.
It would be your first Fallout game. Right?
No, I've actually played Fallout 4. Well, I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
remember.
Play much of it, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I have heard that it's not the best Fallout game. So maybe I would like Fallout New Vegas if I tried it.
Yeah, I had the same experience with Fallout 4 too. I tried playing it for like an hour or two. Wasn't clicking for some reason or another, and that I think that goes with most Bethesda RPGs. I will be the one person in the world who said I don't really like Skyrim that much. And Todd Howard, he's right there. My house. How'd you get in? Stay over there. Anyway, sorry, Todd. But Fallout New Vegas, it's just a very fun game, and the amount of like dialogue choices you can go in is incredible. A lot of games will have the illusion of choice, where you say one thing, but it always inevitably leads up to the same outcome. But in Fallout New Vegas, you'll just have completely different things happening based on what choice you chose. It's really incredible.
Yeah, and I wish that's something that games did more, is like actually change how the game or how the story is going to play out based on your decisions. So I think something like Fallout New Vegas would be right up my alley, because I really do enjoy games that give the player the choice to like direct themselves in the direction they want to go.
Yeah, and speaking of the developers, they were recently, I think, bought out by Microsoft, who are also now the owners of Bethesda. So hoping we get them to make another Fallout game at some point, because I don't really like how Bethesda has been doing things recently. Yeah. They've been doing some weird stuff. Don't like that. Don't like Fallout 76.
Yeah, what was the... Oh, Fallout 76, that's what it was. I was about to say Fallout hasn't gotten a game in a while, but I guess I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the game. Everybody did. Don't sweat it.
It does not seem like... It seems cool because it has like... I don't know a whole bunch about Fallout, but Fallout 76 has like all these like cryptids and like folktale monsters, and it seems really cool. but it's also like a buggy mess that no one really wants to play.
I've heard it's gotten a bit better over the years, but that launch was one of the funniest things to watch ever. It's just how poorly it went down.
Poor Fallout. Deserves better.
Poor Fallout. Poor Todd.
No, not poor Todd.
Oh, no, not poor Todd. Sorry, he's right here. Go back. But, yeah, Fallout New Vegas 1. Go back. Todd!
What's he doing over there?
Stay there. Todd! What is that? Skyrim Special Edition? That's a funny. He told me that's a funny. He's never heard that joke.
That's such a good
before.
joke.
Wow. All right,
Todd.
shut up. When did you know about comedy, Todd? This is stupid. This is a dumb bit.
All right, let's get over this bit.
Round 6. The Walking Dead versus Splatoon. Two very similar games.
Yeah, again.
they're very. You can't really tell them
They're
apart.
both shooters to some degree.
Both shooters. They're both psychological thrillers. Yeah.
They're both about squids.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. They're both about what? At least mine sort of made sense.
No, that makes sense. There's some squids in Walking Dead, I'm sure. You can find them somewhere.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, there's the whole squid level.
Yeah, there's a part. Remember the squid level? The squid will remember that. Such a stupid. Yeah. Anyway, Splatoon 1. Splatoon. It's hard to compare him, so I'm not even gonna try to compare him. Splatoon, for me, was one of the defining games of the Wii U generation.
Yeah.
For sure, it definitely that global test fire for me was really impact. It made me felt proud as a Wii U fan before I realized that was a stupid
Such a rare moment
that anybody has ever conceived. But I was happy to be a Wii U fan for a brief 5 seconds before my gamepad disconnected because I was too far
and the batteries died, and the console caught on fire, and then all the bad games came out.
Oh, it was terrible. You don't remember Zombie U, my favorite?
Yeah, the game. One of the only like kind of good games on the Wii U that eventually just got ported to everything else.
It's so funny. Wii U sales numbers will always be the funniest thing.
I mean, yeah, but Splatoon was one of the best like Wii U games that came out because it was like a brand new IP and it was good. Because the last new IP before Splatoon was Pikmin, and that was during the GameCube era. I don't know, did Pikmin come out like near the end of the GameCube era or somewhere near the beginning?
Did Pikmin 1? I thought it came out near the beginning, sort of like the launch window, like near Luigi's Mansion.
Okay, so it has been like nearly 2 console generations since Nintendo made something new. And Splatoon was just such a different kind of game because Nintendo, really wasn't known for shooters, and still to this day kind of really isn't.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Yeah, Nintendo being a shooter, and the shooter they make, you just shoot the ground. It's so fun. But yeah, something like Splatoon, I love the creatures in Splatoon 2. And you're right. Yeah, it is one of their IPs, one of their newest IPs. And I think after Splatoon, they sort of were able to get more creative. Like. Even after Splatoon, we had like ARMS, and what else do we have? We have like they've been more fruitful with making new IPs. Like they came out with that like Good Job game,
they
where it's like 2 stick
publishing all these different games like Good Job, and there's some ambulance game they published. Yeah,
Stretchers, and like the little even like the jump rope bunny game.
Oh yeah,
like that's like a new thing.
And
jump rope
Ring
challenge.
Fit, that's new characters and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm really glad this game came out because I feel like if it didn't do that well, Nintendo would have been very happy to make more new things.
Because wasn't Splatoon supposed to be like Mario characters or something like that, or was that ARMS?
I read that. I think I would imagine both. Probably. Yeah, for both. They have to do that. Like, can we put Mario in it?
Can we put Zelda in it?
There's like something.
The guy with the green hat.
Can we get? What if it was Zelda? Yeah, I'm really happy Splatoon came out and did well because Splatoon 3 is coming out, and that was my highlight of the Nintendo Direct because I'm not very excited for Skyward Sword HD.
Nope.
Nope, not at all. Mario Golf looks fun, but definitely excited for Splatoon 3 the most.
But getting like back to the bracket, like if we really compare The Walking Dead versus Splatoon, I think Splatoon just really deserved the win because, I mean, it just has so much more replay value because The Walking Dead is a story-driven game. So once you played it once, it's one and done. Like, you already know the story. I mean, I guess there is the point of you can replay it to like make different choices and get different endings. But I mean, still Splatoon, you know, it's an online multiplayer game, so you just have so much more variety and so much more replay value in it that I think that's really kind of the reason it won.
Yeah, and going back to The Walking Dead, I just feel like, you're right, it is a one and done. But it is, I will be fair, it is one of the first games to make me cry, an emotion that I experience a lot. No, I'm kidding.
Especially while gaming.
But especially while gaming, I'm crying those gamer tears when I'm playing Fallout New Vegas and they tell me to shoot somebody. No. The Walking Dead, to be fair, I was an impressionable teenager, and I was very upset at the ending, which I won't spoil because it's basically the entire game. But it was a bit oversaturated too with Telltale, and we can clearly see since they're not a thing anymore.
Like 4 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, 4 seasons of The Walking Dead, Guardians of the Galaxy, Borderlands.
Yeah, I guess we should kind of specify like the game Walking Dead that is in this bracket and that we sort of polled on Twitter is only the first season, right?
Yeah, only the first season.
There's a lot of bad emotions and bad like negativity surrounding the other seasons, so we really just want to talk about the best one, which is season 1.
It is, and I want to also clarify, like, I feel like season 1 just feels the most complete, like it's a complete story.
Yeah,
you could have ended it and we don't really have to know what happens with any of the other characters, versus something like season 2 and 3 where it's like it'll end on a cliffhanger and then let's wait until the next season to find out what happens next.
I mean, season 1, it did end on a cliffhanger, but it wasn't like a huge cliffhanger. Like you can kind of assumed what would happen after the game ended. But yeah, these other ones, like season 2, they end on like legit like what will happen next cliffhangers, where it's like, okay, well, I guess I gotta wait till the next season to find out. Yeah,
that's sort of, and also I'm kind of glad The Walking Dead didn't win because it sort of is like a TV show basically. Most of the game you're just has very subtle point and click functions, but versus like 95% of the time you're pressing X to watch dialogue. It's
yeah,
fun.
It's like a cutscene the game basically, but I mean it's not a bad thing. But when you compare it to these other games like Splatoon and any other game in this bracket, there's just these other games have so much more to offer in terms of like enjoyment in gameplay.
Yeah, so Splatoon definitely wins in that gameplay category for sure. Like 1000%. I could not imagine Walking Dead winning. Two great Kirby games.
Fantastic Kirby games.
These are both Kirby games. Kirby Planet Robobot versus Kirby's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The winner was Kirby's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. No, it's just Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I sent Kirby to die on this one.
Yeah.
I think. It felt bad. It felt really bad for that.
I mean, really, no matter what game it went up against, I think Smash Brothers would have came out as the winner.
Yeah, for sure. I just felt terrible when I just saw that. I think I had one of my friends. They told me, "Why'd you put Smash Brothers Ultimate and Kirby in the same one?" I just said, "Oh, they're two Kirby games, right?" He's like, "I hate you so much." But yeah, Kirby Planet Robobot. I have not played, but I did play the other one that was on the 3DS. Was it Triple Deluxe? Yeah. So I'm assuming I probably get a lot of Kirby fans hate me, but I'm assuming they're kind of the same. And I do love Kirby Triple Deluxe. I love Kirby in general. Not my favorite franchise, but I do enjoy a good Kirby game.
Yeah, they are kind of similar. They have the same structure of like level to level, and they all have collectibles and stuff like that. But yeah, I am a fan of Kirby. And I really think Kirby Planet Robobot is like the best of the modern Kirby games, of like the 3D ones at least. I know a lot of people would probably say that Return to Dreamland is better, but honestly, I don't think that is the case. But I have a lot of controversial Kirby opinions, but I don't want to get into that. I don't want to make Kirby fans angry.
Well, the Kirby fans, what will they do? Are Kirby fans like, are they genuinely like easy to upset? Because Smash fans are obviously I feel like Kirby fans are way chill.
Yeah, I was just joking. I think Kirby fans are way more chill than like Smash fans.
Yeah, shout out to Kirby fans. Smash fans, oh my god. We're a Kirby fan. Shout out to us.
Shout out to us. We're cool.
Yeah, shout out to Kirby. But I will check out Kirby Planet Robobot. It is on my to-do list.
Yeah, it is a really good game, and I think it has one of the best stories in a Kirby game, in my opinion, because really it brings stuff back from like the old games, and it's just such a good. I don't want to spoil the ending of the story, because I think if you're a Kirby fan, I think you would really enjoy the story and sort of the twist that happens. It's just such a cool game, and it introduces like these cool new characters and stuff. It's just when you think of a new modern Kirby game, this is like pinnacle of what it should be. Oh
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've heard people like Star Allies, I think is the consensus, but I did feel like it kind of felt like it was like missing a few stuff in a few places. In comparison to something like Triple Deluxe, where it felt more complete, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Star Allies, which is kind of why it's, not on this list, opposed to Planet Robobot. Yeah, it was just kind of missing some stuff, but that aside.
Yeah, so Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, what else is there to say? It's Super Smash Ultimate, the big one.
Yeah, it's the ultimate Smash game. It's literally in the title.
Yeah, it's in the name. It has everybody, almost every stage except Poke-Floats, which is a travesty, and I'm deeply upset. It's the worst one, actually.
Yeah, terrible. No Poke-Floats.
It doesn't have Poke-Floats. This is so sad. Imagine no Poke-Floats in your game. What the heck, Sakurai?
Yeah, I think, isn't that why everyone loves Melee? Because it has Poke-Floats? That's the only reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can't assume why anybody else would want it. And Brawl 2, nobody likes that game.
Yeah, it doesn't have Poke-Floats. No one likes Smash 4. It doesn't have Poke-Floats.
Yeah, so Sakurai,
come on. Pick up the slack. Come on.
Pick up my phone. I've been telling you. No. But yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is just the best Smash Brothers, and it won for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it is literally in my opinion, the best Smash game. I mean, it just has such a huge and great roster. It has pretty much every stage besides Poke-Floats. And it tries to do a story mode. It doesn't do it as good as Brawl did, but an attempt was made, and I can appreciate that. And it was fun.
Yeah, emphasis on because I didn't like it.
It was fun. I mean, it I don't know. It's definitely not as good as Brawl's Subspace Emissary, but it was still an attempt, and it was kind of fun.
No, I understand. I didn't get too far in it because I just felt it was very repetitive. I feel like if there was more cutscenes, like just something more substance besides a beginning one and an ending one.
It does only have like 2 cutscenes, which is really sad.
Yeah, because when it was first announced, the World of Light, I was so hyped. I was like, yo, all these characters, we're gonna have a story about it. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, they made like such a big deal out of it, and then like the one cutscene that they showed to like preview it, it's like, oh, that's the only one? Okay.
Okay, thanks. And also probably some of my favorite DLC fighters, which I guess is only 2 games to have DLC. But I really do enjoy going on the Nintendo Direct and seeing who it is and seeing who's going to be disappointed the most. It's super fun.
Yeah, I think, ignoring all the like toxicity that there is in the Smash fan base, like really Smash Bros is like the reason most people watch Nintendo Directs, and it's the reason most people get excited for Nintendo Directs, which it really brings people together, despite how much people like to fight about it.
I never thought about it that way. That way, you're right. Yeah, Smash fans, or sorry, just everybody in general is just so excited for the Nintendo Direct, specifically because who's going to be the next Smash Brothers character? Because it's a big deal if your character.
Even if you like, I love Super Smash Bros, but I don't play it that much. But even then, I can still like.
Same.
I love new character announcements just because it's so cool, and Smash Ultimate is like a celebration of gaming and a celebration of all these cool video game characters.
It does, yeah. And while I'm not the biggest fan of Xenoblade 2, I'm restraining myself. Todd's holding me back. I think it's great that you have that representation for their fans. Oh, I got it out. I'm okay.
All right,
okay.
Todd forced it out of you, but you got it.
Thanks, Todd. Love you, baby.
But I think the only reason Smash Bros. Ultimate won was because it has Banjo-Kazooie in it. And that's really the only thing you need to have a good video game.
That is true. That's why the only two good video games in the world are Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2. And Nuts and Bolts is good. I like that.
Nope.
No, you don't like Nuts and Bolts? Sad.
It's an okay game.
And then, it's fine. And then Smash Ultimate. Those are the only 4 games you should ever play.
And that one,
I have my Banjo-Kazooie.
That one cosmetic from Sea of Thieves.
Did they do that? That's actually upsetting. Did they actually?
Yeah, it's like a plaque you can put on your ship, and it has like a bear and bird on it, and their colors.
Okay, that's actually upsetting. I mean, I'm glad. Thanks, you knock on hardwood. Thanks for referencing it. But Rare, buddy, pal, just make a new one or an HD remake. Give them the Crash Bandicoot Spyro. Do that. Could you imagine?
You're gonna make me cry if you keep talking about it.
You get Spiral Mountain in HD. Grant Kirkhope comes back with an orchestral soundtrack.
I can't keep thinking about it. It's making me sad.
That's why we're going to move on to round 8 then.
Good segue.
So Mario Kart 8 versus Super Mario Odyssey, 2 of the best Mario games on the Switch. We already talked to extent about Mario Kart 8, so we can sort of just talk about Super Mario Odyssey. And oh boy, what a game! This is by far my favorite 3D platformer. Or sorry, 3D. Actually, favorite 3D platformer. I love this game. The hype around it was incredible. It just felt like Nintendo was trying something new again with Mario, because we sort of had that staleness with the new Super games and the sports games. It just felt samey. But Super Mario Odyssey, everything felt different. We had new NPCs, new worlds to explore. And Pauline was back. It was awesome. It was just super, super fun. And I don't know if there's a better word to describe Super Mario Odyssey than just fun. Like back to back. I can't think of like a time where I just like felt like I was bored during Super Mario Odyssey, or like any time in general. I was just collecting moons and having a blast. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's just honestly, it's my favorite 3D Mario game. It is just so packed full of content, like with all the moons, all the new costumes, all the different areas to explore, and all the 2D sections hidden throughout the game. It is just so much fun. Like literally, it is the definition of fun, in my opinion. Like, and what you said about like the hype surrounding it, like everyone was excited seeing that it was like a new sandbox Mario game. It was literally one of like the flagship titles of the Switch, and I think it will continue. Like when people think of the Switch in its best games, they will think of Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. And I wish we got more of it. So I'm hoping Super Mario Odyssey 2 comes out, because I've been craving something like that. Because I was so excited when 3D All Stars came out to try Super Mario Sunshine, and I do not like it very much at all. I actually think I hate it. No, hate's a strong word. I think it's fine.
It's okay. It's definitely flawed. It's a flawed game.
I didn't grow up with it. I feel like if I grew up with it, because I grew up with Super Mario 64, and I owned a GameCube, but I never played it.
Yeah, I did grow up with Sunshine, and I still don't like it. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just, no, it is a bad game. It's okay. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I think the consensus is like, it's fun, but don't play it ever again.
It's kind of like you either love it or you hate it. It's one of those games.
I think it's fun if you like try not to pay too much attention to like the jank physics or even completing it. That sounds like a nightmare, finding all the blue coins without telling you which ones you have.
Oh my gosh. My God. Like, that is such just a product of its time. I kind of wish they would remake Sunshine so that we can see it in its best form, you know, add some way to view the blue coins you have got and haven't got. You know, just
that's literally such a small
just
thing.
little improvements like that. Yeah.
A big improvement. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, we could talk about 3D, or sorry, in comparison to a Mario Kart 8, this is probably, I know saying your favorite Mario game means like a ton of things. But if you had to play one Mario game in your entire life, just play this one. You'll probably understand why people love the franchise so much. It's just full of just fun possibilities that not too many Mario games have anymore.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the best, like, smooth feeling 3D platformers I've ever played. I mean, just the moveset just allows for so much freedom that, like, a lot of the times, like, especially during speedruns, like, you can break the game with how well you can control Mario. Like, you can do cap dives and just, I mean, so many things you can do, so much crazy, like, tech there is in the game with just the basic moveset, and I think that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Watching, like, speedruns of this game, it's so fun to look at, like, how they did that thing and how, like, the cap throw and like dive into it is one of the most fun moves to pull off that I only figured out you could do like later in the game. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to, like, when we go on to the next Mario game, I'm gonna miss Cappy because of all the moveset potential he gave us.
Yeah. I hope that because Mario games have like a lot of partners, I guess. In Sunshine, you had Flood, Galaxy, Luma. I suppose it was more of a spin than anything. But Cappy, I'm gonna miss Cappy more so than Flood because I hate Flood. I hate that stupid thing.
But he died.
Yeah.
It's sad because he died.
Did he die?
Well, I don't know if he got fixed.
Good riddance. No.
I only remember him dying.
I think in the ending he comes back.
Yeah, I think he gets fixed or something.
God damn it, we were so close.
So close.
Damn, so close to perfection. Sunshine could have been a good game if you killed Flood.
Died and just everyone forgot about him.
I think basically, do you think somewhere in Mario's house it's just like Flood, but it's like out of batteries and like stuck in his basement?
He's just dusty in a closet in the attic.
Master Mario. No, does he call you Master Mario? Master Mario, please give me battery.
Wait, does he?
Or is that Toadsworth?
They're the same character.
The same character.
Wait, no, Flood isn't British.
But yeah. Oh, that's good. If he was British, I don't think I even would have tried Super Mario Sunshine, to be honest. They're British and Super Mario Sunshine. No, and there's gonna be one person who's British watching this. Only one person, because you're no, never mind.
British slander.
At least you're British. I know we're Americans. That's even more embarrassing, I believe.
That is pretty embarrassing.
Round 9, Portal 2 versus Pikmin 3. 2P games is the
great way to introduce them. 2P games.
They both start with a P. That's all I meant by that. There's no correlation to anything else.
They're 2P games. And Portal 2 is the best of the 2P games.
Yes, Portal 2. We talked to extent about Pikmin 3, but Portal 2, I guess in a sense they're both puzzle games. Also starts with a P.
Wow, triple P.
Triple P, that's disgusting. Portal 2. Portal 2 was a great game. One of my favorite puzzle games from Valve, which doesn't make games anymore, except they did with Half-Life Alyx, so they can't make that joke anymore. But Portal 2, a very, very fun game. Probably one of my favorite just puzzle games, period.
Yeah, I mean, even ignoring like the puzzle elements, it's also just a good story game because it has such a good story that it can just tell throughout the gameplay. Like I know there's like certain points where you do have to stop and like watch a cutscene, but it does try to tell its story through gameplay. I think that's really cool, and it's something Valve does a lot, or well, did a lot in their games, where they don't take control away from you to tell the story. They just do it while you keep playing, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I was watching a video essay on Half-Life Alyx, and they highlighted it. So it's really interesting how Valve does that storytelling thing where it will never take gameplay away from you to show you a cutscene or something like that. You're always in that first-person perspective, and even harder with Portal 2 since it's mostly just GLaDOS being the only talking character and Wheatley.
Yeah,
they just talk back and forth, and you feel like you're in this situation because Chell doesn't speak. It's really, really cool.
I think I don't know what it is about it. It's one of the only games that I've like actually genuinely laughed at. Like, it is a funny game. It is I don't laugh often when I'm playing like video games, but it's just one of those that has really good humor.
Yeah, you're right. Portal 2, very, very funny. I love Cave Johnson as a concept. I love J.K. Simmons.
Oh yeah.
Just his descent into madness with the lemons. It's so funny. And I just wish we got more of Portal, because I feel like there's so much you can do with the concept. This a brilliant concept too.
Yeah,
super cool.
I think Portal 2 was just kind of the ending for the series, wasn't it? Because it didn't end on a cliffhanger like Portal 1 kind of did. It had like a concrete ending.
You could interpret the ending of Portal 2 as a cliffhanger, but I guess since spoilers for Portal 2, she goes on to the real world where Half-Life is happening. So does she like immediately die because she has like nothing?
Well, I guess that is kind of a cliffhanger, because it is weird because Chell comes out into like a wheat field and there's like no destruction. The sky is blue. There's no sign of Zen or anything. It's maybe it is a cliffhanger because it's like, is she really in the real world or is she in like a simulation?
Oh, another test chamber. Oh, that would be okay. I think that would be kind of sad if that happened.
All right, Valve, I'll give you that one for free.
Yeah, there's a free one. Yeah, another test chamber. That would be so fun. Oh my god. But yeah, in comparison to Pikmin 3, both can be interpreted as like puzzle games, but Portal 2 definitely wins in that regard.
Oh yeah, Portal 2 has some really fun puzzles with it, especially when it incorporates like the gel, like the bouncy gel and the fast one. It gets really interesting.
It also makes you feel like smart, which not a lot of games make me feel, because it's like I remember cracking my head at I think one of the ending puzzles, and when I finally figured out, I felt smart. I was like, hey, I did this without looking it up or anything, because I try not to look up games, like puzzle games or whatever, because that's the point. I felt smart, and even with the test chamber aesthetic too, I felt like I was like in a test chamber. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think we talked earlier about Baba Is You and how difficult of a game that was, of a puzzle game that was, and how I couldn't even beat it. But I think Portal 2 strikes a good balance of like being challenging while also having puzzles that literally anyone could beat, because if you get stuck at a puzzle, then you just don't get to experience the rest of the story. So I think they kind of smartly made puzzles that seemed difficult, but on the surface or on the base level were just kind of easy.
Yeah. But anything else to say on Portal 2 and Pikmin 3, the 2P games?
The 2P games, I think Portal really did deserve this win. It is, I mean, a lot of these are kind of subjective, because someone out there may just like sort of third-person strategy games and another person could like first-person shooter puzzle games. But really, I just think Portal did deserve it. It's such a good game.
So round 10 gave us Resident Evil 2 Remake versus Undertale. I have been dying to talk about this game the entire time. I've been so flippin' excited. Resident Evil 2 Remake sucks.
Oh.
No, it doesn't.
Right out the gate.
No, I'm just kidding. No. I love Resident Evil 2 Remake. Undertale, oh my god, I finally played this game. I guess in a sense I already technically experienced it through like a playthrough in 2015, and I knew 80-70% of the stuff going in, but oh my god, what a charming game. I fully understand why this game became so big. It's just such a love letter to the Earthbound sort of style, sort of like that quirky stuff too. It's so much fun. I love every character in this game. I had like I was like smiling the entire time just reading the character, reading the dialogue, and having the fights with like Papyrus and all the other characters. Just so much fun. And I did a true pacifist route because that's the only route you should ever do. If you do the genocide route, I don't trust you as a human being. I'm sorry. If you enjoyed it, because that, first of all, you have to like go out of your way to do it, and you have to like actually RPG grind, which nobody should ever enjoy. And also the game just tells you not to do it. Like, hey man, why are you doing this? Don't you want these characters to be happy? Don't you love us? Or like something like that.
Yeah, spoilers for Undertale, but
yeah.
But I think Undertale is super interesting. Like, yeah, it is a really good game, and like I said before, not many games make me laugh, but this one does. Good sense of humor, but it also just is such like a meta game because it like sometimes it talks directly to you, the player. It does so many things to like subvert your expectations of what's going to happen. I think it's a really interesting game, like story wise, and just how it portrays itself.
Yeah, because like the whole thing with the character Sans, the funny skeleton, man. And every time I say he's been memed to death, to the point where I can like barely take him seriously, even when he's like supposed to be serious. I guess spoilers also for Undertale. He will judge you at the end of the game depending on if you killed any monsters or not, which does lead to the genocide route. But it's just what a cool concept that to that point had never been done before. Just like a character in game that knows that you've been reloading and saving, and like you wanted to do the genocide route solely because you were just curious.
Yeah, I really like how it does do that. Of like when you do the genocide route, it says like, oh, you're just doing this because you want to see the ending, don't you? And it's just so interesting because the first time I played it, I had no idea about any of that. Like I was just going through the genocide route, and I was like, oh, I wonder what happens. And then literally Flowey is like, oh, you're just doing this because you want to know what happens. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I do. you totally read me. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I really love the story and how it does that. It's crazy because it was just made by one person. Like Toby Fox is a genius. Like I can confidently say he not only knows how to make good games, but he just knows how to tell interesting stories and interesting ways of telling those stories. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think his first game too, right? Like coming out of the bat swinging. Like, oh my god, what a monumental game. And the internet will do things to certain games to the point where people won't like them anymore. This is still a game I genuinely love, and I'm kind of very glad that sort of culture has died around Undertale and Minecraft and all those other games, because these are very good games that deserve winning Game of the Year.
Yeah, if you watching this have like been sort of scared away from playing Undertale because of its fan base, I strongly recommend you just give it a shot and just ignore all the like quote-unquote cringe culture surrounding it. Like, it's not cringy, it's a good game, it's a good story. Like, just enjoy it. It's such a good game.
Yeah, it goes for anything too. Just enjoy it. It's just, who cares? It's so much fun. I will maybe do a genocide route because deep in my heart I know these characters aren't real.
Or are they?
Or are Sans?
Sans.
Sans and Todd Howard both in my house.
Uh-oh.
Rattly bones.
I think you should probably get out of there. I don't think that's safe.
I think I should probably close the door. Maybe
yeah,
I should do that.
Your front door's been wide open this whole time.
Door's been wide open. Sans and Todd Howard, get out of here.
It just walked right in.
But yeah, also yeah, the music in Undertale is amazing.
Oh yeah, one of the best video game soundtracks of all time.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy like a soundtrack by itself because I can just stream it for free and whenever. But Undertale, baby, I'm thinking about getting that album. Even though I don't have a record player, I'll buy a record player and then I'll buy it.
Such a good game. Just everything surrounding it is so good. Like even I don't know if it was made in Game Maker or RPG Maker, but it's just such like it's proof that you don't need like the best graphics. You don't need the most in-depth gameplay. Like Undertale on the surface it's a simple game, but it really does so much with what it has. What a great lesson to take from that. Like, even that you don't have to have a huge budget for a game. I think Undertale was made on like $5,000 from a Kickstarter that he started while he was in college or something, and that like he just had an idea and he made it. It's in Game Maker, one of the not even like Unity or something like that. It's just super cool. Yeah, super inspiring.
That's why I'm announcing I'm making a game, baby.
He's making Undertale 2.
I'm making Undertale 2. Deltarune isn't real. It's going to be Undertale 2. Sans will be the main character.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's the only
pitch you got. You play as Sans. So, Animal Crossing New Leaf versus Minecraft. Two slice of life games, sort of. Minecraft has zombies, and that doesn't happen in real life, so maybe not. But
doesn't happen yet.
Yeah, you're right. The Walking Dead is gonna happen in real life. It's gonna happen, you guys.
Uh-oh. Minecraft's gonna happen in real life.
Minecraft in real life. They're making a Minecraft movie with Steve Carell. I wonder how that's gonna turn out.
Is that true? Is that real?
That's a real fact. Look it up. Minecraft movie with Steve Carell. It's been like in development 2-3 years now.
I know they were making a Minecraft movie. I thought it got canceled or something.
Apparently they're also making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and that's actually happening. So a lot of video game movies.
They already did that one. Who was in it? The fake Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh, the Nicolas Cage one.
Yeah.
I heard that was really bad.
Oh, that's sad.
But yeah. Speaking of good things, actually, Minecraft. Can't really say or put into words how big Minecraft was for gaming. So it's honestly not surprising that it absolutely destroyed Animal Crossing movie.
Didn't stand a chance
in the polls. Yeah, when we pull up the percentages, it's completely knocked it out. But Minecraft, yeah, just an amazing experience that to this day I can't imagine not having Minecraft. It's like the anything of video games. You can literally basically do anything you want in Minecraft.
Yeah, it's such a big game at this point that it's so hard to talk about because, I mean, you have like the normal vanilla game, you have the mods, you have like the texture pack community. Like there's so many like different communities and ways to play this game that it's so malleable with its gameplay. It's honestly like the perfect video game, honestly. not to be like not to be biased, but I think Minecraft is like peak video games because it really is just it doesn't have a story, at least not a good one. But
I don't even know what this story is like at the ending when you fight the Ender Dragon.
It has like the end credits are weird, but like it's just really you can do anything you want in the game.
Yeah, I'm super excited. What am I saying? I'm super excited that Minecraft made it further into this list because it genuinely did deserve it. I can't think of a game that's more deserving than making it up higher because it's Minecraft. What else can you say about it?
And I think versus Animal Crossing, you know, they're both very similar games. They're both relaxing. They both sort of give you the freedom to like be creative and stuff like that. But I think Minecraft really beats Animal Crossing because it just gives more freedom. You can build anything you want. You can do anything you want. I think the one thing Animal Crossing has over Minecraft is Animal Crossing has like NPCs and stuff and like more stuff to do like as a currency, whereas Minecraft is like you kind of make your own game. Like you kind of have to be self-driven, whereas Animal Crossing kind of leads you on a path.
Yeah, even with Minecraft's like faults or whatever, where like it drags in a bit, like yeah, not having like NPCs or whatever, something like that. Just the community around it. You can mod this game to be like one of the greatest like RPGs or whatever. You could do like basically anything with this tool set, and even vanilla mode is fun. But not even counting like mods and everything, it's incredible what you can make from this one game.
Yeah, it's such a huge game that like it even has its own like content creation genre on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Like Minecraft Let's Player has become its own form of content creation that it's so insane to see a video game blow up this much.
Yeah, there's truly, I don't know if we'll ever have another game like Minecraft where it did so much for content creation and just gaming in general. I truly don't know if we'll ever get a game like this ever again.
Yeah, it was really like the first of its kind to be like some people make their whole online careers around just playing Minecraft. I think that's kind of a testament to how great of a game it is and how much freedom you have with it.
I know it is. It's very incredible, and I'm really happy that it made it higher. So then for Fallout New Vegas and Half-Life Alyx, sound the alarms, ring the bells. Everybody,
Uh-oh.
We got a tie. What should we do? The answer is to put it later down.
Yeah, ignore the problem until we...
To ignore the problem. That's what you should always do if you have a problem. Ignore it. That's Tommy's advice.
They both move on. Let's just get them out of here.
Get them out of here. Take it away.
Yeah, but this is the first round that Half-Life Alyx shows up in. And I'm actually surprised that it tied with Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. It didn't have, I guess, for a lot of these polls, didn't have like, monumental amount of votes. I think this one only had like 12 people voted. So 6 people really like Fallout New Vegas and 6 people really like Half-Life Alyx. But it's hard to quantify Half-Life Alyx because if you're looking at it, I'm assuming those 6 people who have voted for it probably have not played it. It's very, very easy to assume that because if you look at the people have played it versus percentages and whatever, not a lot of people have actually played the game. More people have watched somebody play the game, and even watching it looks like an incredible game. I just wish I could experience myself.
Yeah, I'm Half-Life Alyx was my game that I brought to the table in part 1, and I haven't even played it. I've not played it because I don't have a VR headset, and I haven't even watched that much content about it because I still just I want to play it blindly and like play it myself and get that experience. But it is just like such a hard game to get your hands on because it is VR, and virtual reality is tech that is kind of very expensive. And I also just don't have the space to like set up a whole VR, like the cameras and stuff. I just don't have that stuff.
Yeah, like going back to VR, it's sort of a newer technology. So being the first AAA game that we've actually done, 'cause to this point we've mostly had like tech demos or just very small indie games showing what VR can do. But this is the first game to show what VR is really capable of. And even using the Half-Life IP, truly monumental how far they were able to push things. Like there's a specific bit I remember from the trailer where you have to clear the shelf just to find ammo, and doing that small little monumental theme. I can't imagine how much fun and immersive this game is.
Yeah, it really does look like so much fun, and I just want to play it so bad. I don't know if my opinion would change when I play it. Like, I don't know if I would like it more or less, but from what I've seen of it, I truly do think it deserves to be in this bracket, and I'm really glad it did tie. It got a little life in it in this bracket.
It did, yeah. But yeah, comparing it to Fallout, I probably would vote for Fallout, since it is a game that I have played in Half-Life, even though it is super cool and I wish I could play it. I don't know how hard I can vote for something that I really haven't experienced. So
Yeah, that's fair.
it is sad that it tied, but I'm glad it made it.
It made it at least one round. We'll see where it goes, though.
We'll see where it goes. Round 13, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild versus Splatoon, two of the best Wii U games. Everybody forgets this game came out on the Wii U. And it's so funny that there's a specific item you get in Breath of the Wild, and it's just a Nintendo Switch shirt.
Is that shirt still available on the Wii U?
I believe so. I think you can get the Nintendo Switch shirt, just the biggest middle finger to any Wii U owner. At one point I did want to buy this game on the Wii U because that was all I had at the time. But I'm so glad I waited for the Nintendo Switch, because I probably would never want to play this game again, just because I had to plug in my Wii U to play it.
Yeah, this is like the Switch game. Like, this is the first game that came out on the Switch. At least the first Nintendo game. Well, I guess 1-2 Switch, but they came out at the same time. I guess 1-2 Switch was more monumental, but whatever.
Yeah. We forgot. Sorry, everybody, we forgot about 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, it didn't make the cut. Unfortunately, we forgot about it.
But 1-2 Switch is the honorary winner of this poll. Goodbye, everybody.
That's it.
that's it. Okay, but the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, to this day, it seems like it's one of the most influential open world games. That new Ubisoft game just looks like Breath of the Wild to me, and same with Genshin Impact, that just looks like Breath of the Wild.
The gacha version of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild with casino roulettes or whatever. I finally pulled the PNG of my favorite character.
$5,000 for a 3D model.
I'm so happy about that. You can tell that I love gacha games. No. If you like gacha games, whatever, who cares? Enjoy it.
Yeah, no big deal. You can do what you want with your money.
But going back to Breath of the Wild, I'm very glad that it obviously won. In most game discussions, it does get very far, even winning. But Breath of the Wild is what a breath of fresh air.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh yeah, Nintendo.
They should hire you for that one.
Hire this man, because he can, oh my God. Can't even make a video game, but he can make puns. Was that a pun? I don't know.
I don't even think that was a pun.
Sorry. Oh, Sans is right here. Sorry, Sans.
He's not happy about that.
He's not happy about it. You could tell I'm losing my mind. Breath of the Wild. I'm very happy that it made it this far. I am. Comparison to Splatoon, these two games are both sort of breath of fresh airs for Nintendo. They were trying something new. But even if I had to quantify how well it did something new, I would probably give it to a Breath of the Wild. Splatoon is its own unique thing, and I can appreciate it for that. However, for something like Breath of the Wild, I just feel like it did it so well, and it's like incredible. It just, those first few hours of just exploring Hyrule, you have like little subtle music piano cues, and it's like late at night. It's amazing. I can't really fully describe it, the nostalgia I have.
It really is like such a beautiful game, because I just remember like so many late nights where I would just stay up. Even though I had school in the morning, I would stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning and just playing Breath of the Wild. And it was just so much fun playing it for the first time, and like playing it blind and just seeing all the cool stuff that it had to offer. And it's just such a interesting take on like a Zelda game.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it definitely doesn't seem like a Zelda game, but it just works so well.
Yeah, like I don't know how Nintendo did it, but for their first try in like a true open world game, they knocked it out of the park. And I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild too, because if it's just more Breath of the Wild, that's more than enough for me.
Yeah, unfortunately it does lack in some of the like more Zelda aspects. Like the dungeons aren't very good. It's missing some like classic stuff. Like there's no hook shot. There's no like no magic like Din's fire or anything like that.
Oh, you're right.
But I mean, even with what you have, like you still have bombs and you have like new stuff like the magnetic stuff and the stasis. All those new things really complement the world and the way you explore it so well.
Yeah, you're right. The dungeons too feel a little lacking, as well as people are really hyped about the story, and I guess Zelda has never been really known for its story, but I was kind of excited for like, oh yeah, a fully voiced Zelda game that's not the CDI games.
Yeah.
It'll be like super cool and super epic and whatever, but it turns out it's not that at all. It's just confusing, and then Zelda's British.
The worst sin you can
commit. The worst sin you could commit. Even CDI Zelda wasn't British. No. But yeah, I'm very happy that it made it to higher in this bracket, because it definitely deserves
it. Is very well deserved. It is a very good game, and like with Splatoon, like Breath of the Wild, I feel like even though it is sort of a story game, and once you beat it, I feel like even after you have your first playthrough, you can still go back and just like re-experience everything, but come at it through a completely different way. So I think even though it's a story-driven action-adventure game, it still does have a lot of replay value. And if I had to choose one of these games, I definitely would choose Breath of the Wild over Splatoon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just new concepts from Nintendo in this round. But if I had to give it to one, definitely Breath of the Wild.
For sure.
Round 14, Super Mario Galaxy 2 versus Doom Eternal. This is probably the only one where I felt salty about losing. Like, I like to think of myself as a person who doesn't have like salt in him or whatever. I'm usually pretty mellow.
That's probably
things.
Not healthy.
But
you should have some sodium in you.
I know. I gotta increase my sodium intake. Right here, I have a salt lamp that I'm gnawing on right now.
Just gnawing on it right now.
Just gnawing on this salt rock. But yeah, now that I have that sodium in my intake, what the hell, guys? Doom Eternal lost this round. I love Super Mario Galaxy 2, and I will agree that it's far superior than Super Mario Galaxy 1, because these are both fantastic sequels. But feeling that you get in Doom Eternal is, you just feel like a powerhouse. I probably described it better in the first video that we did. You're just going everywhere around the map, shooting the demons in the face, and then you're constantly making small micro decisions that will inevitably lead to your death, and then you have to restart. But it's just so much fun. The whole campaign from beginning to end, I was like an adrenaline rush. I felt so powerful. And I'm very upset that it lost.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that it lost. Like, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is a 3D platformer, and it's a good one. But Doom Eternal is like probably one of my favorite first-person shooters ever. It is so good. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't go as far to say it's my favorite.
Yeah, at least like single player wise, it is just such like, usually when I play shooters, I think of multiplayer games, but like somehow Doom Eternal manages to make shooters interesting for single player.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I never really thought about it that way, because I did try the multiplayer in Doom Eternal, and as far as my knowledge goes, there's no mode where you get to just fight as other slayers. It's only one person gets to be the slayer and other people get to be the demon. I don't care about being the demon. I want to be the Doom Slayer, the Doom guy. But just so much fun. And I will give it credit, Super Mario Galaxy 2. is a very good 3D platformer. I already probably stated that Super Mario Odyssey was my favorite one. But Doom Eternal, just love this game so much, and I'm glad that I brought it to the table until I was stabbed in the heart because it didn't make it.
Stabbed in the heart by Twitter.
By the Twitter. God, Twitter will ruin a man. It's so sad. I can barely have a thought longer than 240 characters. It's terrible.
Yeah, I really did think Doom Eternal would win, but I mean, it's the game I voted for. But I guess it is just a case of like kind of the Nintendo bias that sort of we surround ourselves by. Because we are Nintendo fans, and the people we are surrounded by are also predominantly Nintendo fans. So I guess that is kind of maybe why. But even then, Doom Eternal is just such a good game.
It is. I would please play Doom Eternal. If you haven't already, you're gonna love it, unless you don't like scary things and like stuff and whatever. Then you might not like it.
I mean, is it scary? I mean, yeah, it's demons, but it's not like scary. It's not horror.
Yeah, no, it's not scary because you're mostly you're like a force of nature. There is no scary parts. I guess if you like squeamish about blood or
even
something.
Then, some of the demons are like cartoony, like the Kako demon is just like a floating guy.
It's so funny. The Kako Demon, there's a glory kill in the Kako Demon where if you do it right, you could just plug its eyeball out and it just makes like a blop sound. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I really love Doom, like how it manages to like be the super serious, like gritty shooter, but it's also just like goofy. Like the whole reason the Doomslayer, this might be spoilers, I don't know how many people care, but you know, the whole reason the Doomslayer is the way he is because his pet bunny died. Like that's what set him off.
Yeah. Such a 80s, 90s. Yeah, like we have zero story, who cares? That's this reason, and then they kept it because it was just part of the Doom lore.
Yeah, it's just goofy and funny.
One more knock on Super Mario Galaxy 2 because I have so much sodium in my system. That's why I'm burping. Super Mario Galaxy 2. It cut a lot. I do agree Super Mario Galaxy 2 is better than 1, but as story goes, it just felt more like an expansion than anything. We don't have Rosalina back. The Comet Observatory, it's all gone. It's just like Lubba, and you have Starship Mario.
I mean, I do think that the kind of like level select, like the world map, if you would call it that, does sort of fit the kind of game that Mario Galaxy tried to be. But even then, like, yeah, I wish we still had like Rosalina and like the observatory and stuff like that. It feels weird that they cut it, but they tried to justify it in the story, but even then it just kind of felt half-baked.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. So Doom Eternal, you poor sweet summer child, I will take you out back with the super shotgun because Super Mario Galaxy 2 won. But we'll see how far Super Mario Galaxy 2 gets. So round 15 was Super Mario Odyssey versus Smash Ultimate. 2 Mario games. Just kidding, they're not.
No, Smash Ultimate's a Kirby game.
Smash Ultimate's a Kirby game. Get out of here. Super Mario Odyssey won, which is surprising, actually, to me. I consider I really thought Smash Ultimate was going to make it a lot farther, but apparently it didn't. Super Mario Odyssey, which I suppose makes sense. Super Mario Odyssey, to me, is more of a single-player game experience versus Smash Ultimate. You kind of have to have multiplayer to fully enjoy it. It's just not as fun from a single-player's perspective. That's my opinion, however. Maybe...
And it's the right opinion, yeah.
And it's the right opinion. Sorry, but... Super Mario Odyssey, we've talked to extent about both games, but just a fun game that I definitely, I'm glad made it a lot higher in this list.
I mean, really with some of these last rounds, it really just comes down to preference, because these are both fantastic games. I mean, they were filtered all the way to this round for a reason, because just people like them because they're good. But yeah, it really does come down to preference, because Smash Ultimate is like a multiplayer oriented game and Odyssey is more single player. And I think Super Mario Odyssey really did kind of deserve the win, because it's just a game that, you know, people to this day still replay Sunshine and can enjoy it. Replay Super Mario 64. It's just a game that will forever be a good Mario game. Whereas Smash Ultimate, one day the servers are gonna shut down and that'll be it. It'll still be a good game and a good piece of gaming history, but just single player games are more eternal, really. Like, you can play them forever. They can just be this thing you can always come back to.
Yeah, because at this point we are living in like sort of the I don't know what you would call it, not the Renaissance, but like, you know, like the best era of Smash Ultimate or something like that, where not all the DLC characters have come out. The people are still playing the game. The Switch is not an outdated console, all that jazz. But I will agree, yes, 5-10 years from now, Smash Ultimate, I'm assuming, won't be the newest Smash Brothers game. Maybe it is, I don't know. But Super Mario Odyssey will always have that replayability factor versus something like Smash Ultimate, where it will just be a continued sequel to Smash Brothers will probably come out, or maybe an enhanced version. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, Super Mario Odyssey for me is just a gamey game. I don't know how else to describe it, but like just a game lover's game.
I think you were right how you were saying, like, this is sort of where we are right now as we're recording this, and probably as this video is coming out, we are at like peak Smash Bros Ultimate.
Yeah, because
like not all the DLC has come out and all that, and people are still hyped around it, and it's really unfortunate. But I do believe that like once we get our final DLC, and once it has been a couple months since the last DLC came out, or like since the game has been updated and supported, I think people are gonna stop being hype around Smash, and it is kind of gonna fizzle out, because it really is unfortunate, because I think Smash Ultimate is a great game, but it really is the DLC and like the tournaments that keep people coming back. And you know, Nintendo's not going to support this game forever, and they're also just killing every tournament they possibly can. So really, Smash Ultimate kind of doesn't have that long of a lifespan.
Yeah, because thinking Smash Ultimate to me isn't a fighting game. It's more so just a party game. And I know that's a controversial opinion. I do like items from time to time. I just think it's fun. But when you go back to something like even like Smash Melee, I think that's an outdated game. People will still play it, obviously, but obviously not on like the same hardware and whatever. And it's not at its hype. I think even now, since Nintendo has been cracking hard on tournaments and like Evo and all of that, even Melee is dying out to a degree, I believe. So it will happen with Smash Ultimate. I can probably confidently say that. Versus something like Super Mario Odyssey, where it will always be tier listed as like one of the best 3D Mario platformers. So so Super Mario Odyssey will go on to live or die. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows what'll happen to that game?
Because Mario was executed.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mario himself is dead.
Yeah, as a recording, Mario has died. It's so sad. He will never get a new Mario game.
So sad.
That Mario Golf game is not happening. It was canceled.
It will still come out. He just will not be appearing in it. They are still using his likeness though to advertise it.
It's That's actually I heard Miyamoto's suing Nintendo, the Nintendo estate, on behalf of Mario.
Really
it's
sad.
Super sad.
Really sad.
Round 16 gave us a Portal 2 versus Undertale, and sound the alarm again that we had 4 or 5 rounds ago. Beep, beep, red spy in the base. It's Portal 2 versus Undertale. It was a tie.
Oh, man. Another one.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, the alarm probably wasn't as cool as I made it. Sorry for something so unexciting.
It's kind of, the batteries are low.
Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, we had another tie, which I was genuinely surprised and also very kind of sad, because I personally believed Undertale would easily take this, but no, Portal 2 had some kick left in it from making it this far. I will agree, both are two very great games, but Undertale for me is just so impactful. I don't know how else to describe it. Just a very fun experience.
Yeah, I think these two are very great games. I love Portal 2, I love Undertale, but I just really am surprised that Undertale didn't blast it out of the water. I mean, they tied.
I don't know if we can really say anything else since we've talked about these games to an extent, but yeah, I genuinely thought Undertale would win, but it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't much to say because, I mean, they tied. What else is there to say? They're both great games.
You know, we have to fill this section somehow. So how are we gonna do this? The show that you remember they made the Lego Portal 2 thing. Do you remember that?
Oh, Lego Dimensions, yeah.
Lego Dimensions. They had a bit at the very end where GLaDOS sang like how GLaDOS sings the credit song.
Yeah,
that was a really good song. It was.
I haven't listened to that one.
To it. It's actually because I was like in the mood for listening to like Portal 2, the GLaDOS songs, and that's a very good
Portal
one.
For some reason always has great end credit songs. For some reason.
It does. Not really any reason.
It's just like, oh, you beat the game. All right, here's a quick banger for you.
When's the GLaDOS album coming out, Valve?
Hopefully soon.
Probably never. Okay, so then round 17, we did it, Reddit. Minecraft versus Fallout New Vegas versus Half-Life Alex.
We did it, Reddit.
We did it, Reddit. This is the Reddit round.
Exactly.
I actually did this poll on Reddit, and everybody made fun of me.
Yeah, and they
what did they do? What did Redditors do?
I don't know.
I don't
use Reddit either.
Reddit could probably have like some of the nicest communities, or not. I just don't know.
We would not know.
I'm a Twitter user, unfortunately. I have my baggage as a Twitter user. No, I don't want to be known as a Twitter user either. I don't think I want to be known.
You are a influencer. There you go.
An online influencer. What can I say? But Minecraft won.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had that tie earlier from between Fallout New Vegas and Half-Life Alex. Minecraft easily took this round, I think. I don't think anybody voted for Half-Life Alex, which is interesting.
No, it got 0 votes, which makes me very sad.
It's so funny. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas, I can't believe it even did well in comparison to Half-Life Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Half-Life Alex, it got nothing, so...
You feel, Muffin brought that one to the table and it got absolutely nothing. I think I feel that.
I mean, like I said earlier, I do understand it is a VR game. It is not very accessible. I haven't even played it. I'm sure many people who voted in this poll haven't played it. So it is easy to just vote for the game that you have played. But it really is just... Half-Life Alex was such like a revolutionary game for VR, which is super cool. But it's also just like a new Half-Life game. And we haven't gotten something like that in so long. So I'm just really glad it came out. But I'm also really sad that it got no votes in this poll.
Yeah. That was probably the only one I was sad about too. I was like, oh.
Yeah. To be fair, it wouldn't have beat Minecraft. So I guess I can't be too sad. It had no chance against Minecraft.
But yeah, Minecraft we've talked about to an extent. Just monumental game that definitely deserved making it. Yeah,
I mean, do you think Fallout New Vegas, there was any possibility of it beating Minecraft?
No. No, but I'm glad it made it this far. Because I really did assume Fallout was not, a niche title, but I didn't assume it would get that many votes to where it's one of the final few competitors. But
yeah, it's really surprising it made it this far. I guess it's just a testament to how good of a game it is.
Yeah. I was really expecting it to just be cannon fodder for like other games, but go check out Fallout New Vegas and Half-Life Alex if you can. If you have infinite money and all that jazz.
Go buy a Valve Index, which is like $1,000, and then to play this one game.
Absolutely. If they made a VR Fallout, that would actually I'd be so down for that.
That'd be really cool, like an open world VR game.
Is Half-Life Alex open world? I'm assuming not. It's mostly scripted.
it's more linear, like level based.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I haven't played it, but I'm assuming it's like the old Half-Life games, like level based, kind of linear, taking you down hallways and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't really have a VR open world game, but when we get to that point where we can do that, I'm very excited to see what comes from it.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool if VR continues to be a thing that people develop for.
Half-Life Alyx, baby, didn't make that much money, so I don't know.
It's almost like not a lot of people own VR headsets. That's weird.
Well, maybe.
It's almost like you're making a game for a niche market, and you should kind of expect it to not do that well.
Yeah, Valve really expecting everybody to drop $1,000 just to play the new Half-Life. Do you think if they called this one Half-Life 3, it would have sold more?
I don't know, honestly. I think the barrier of VR really is what held it back. I think, because, I mean, just having the name Half-Life is just such a big thing. Because, I mean, it's kind of the whole reason they stopped making games was because they felt the pressure of, like, making another Half-Life game. Like, it has to be this grand, giant video game, which I feel like they kind of succeeded with Half-Life Alyx. It really is like a such a different experience from everything else on the market, which is very unfortunate that a lot of people can't experience it.
Yeah. I just if it was called Half-Life 3, part of me wonders, well, that is such a game that I don't even know will come out in my lifetime. I'm hoping that it will, and then I'll be alive, because it's just been people have been wanting it for so long. It's like, I think, the game that has not come out yet that everybody expected.
Yeah,
to.
I mean, I feel like Half-Life Alyx is kind of Half-Life 3 because it does continue the story. Spoilers, it does continue the story where Half-Life 2 Episode 2 left off. So I feel like they're kind of gonna, if they do continue the Half-Life series, which I hope they do, I feel like they are gonna drop the numbers and just kind of have Half-Life and then a subtitle under it. I don't think there's ever gonna be a Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 4 or anything like that.
Route 18, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild versus Super Mario Galaxy 2. Guess who won in the chat? Let's put the Jeopardy theme.
Yeah, guess who it was?
Guess who it was between one of the greatest games to come of our generation
and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Oh, we had different ideas for that bit.
Bummer.
Bit failed.
Bit failed. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Can I even say more about this? It's just, obviously it won.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a bigger game.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mario Galaxy 2 made it, because if it was Doom Eternal, I probably would have had a harder time picking. But yeah, Breath of the Wild won.
Yeah, I wonder what that poll would have looked like if it was Breath of the Wild versus Doom Eternal.
And if my Twitter followers knew what the better game was.
just put all your followers on blast.
How dare you guys?
Hey, I voted for Doom Eternal. Don't put me on blast.
Oh, okay, you're right. Sorry, I can't blast you.
I am one of your followers, so
that would have changed if you didn't choose it. No. hard block everybody.
Hard block everybody.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair, to be fair to Super Mario Galaxy 2, it was the 3D platformer of that. If we warped ourselves back to whenever Galaxy 2 came out, it probably would have been one of the best games to come out during that time. Just fun ideas and so much new stuff with that game.
I know we're kind of joking and bashing Super Mario Galaxy 2, but it is a really good game. It is one of the best 3D Mario platformers. It's just I'm so surprised it made it this far.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, these are the games of the last decade. These are the best games, and somehow Super Mario Galaxy 2 managed to wiggle its way up here.
To worm its way up here. It was the game. I will admit it had Yoshi in it.
It did
That
have
was
Yoshi, so it probably should have won, yeah.
Sorry, Yoshi.
Breath of the Wild didn't have Yoshi, so it's kind of the worst game.
It did have a horse, which is similar to Yoshi.
It did have a couple horses. There were some.
If you're into that sort of. I did not name my horse Yoshi. What even did I? I think I named it Epona, and it didn't do jack. I was expecting like a line, like, oh, that's the name of the horse from Zelda. It just nope. I didn't get like a little line.
The guy at the horse stand says, "Hey, that's
that's a good." Yeah, he would say, "Hey, that's the name of the horse from the game." You know, he should have said that.
He says exactly that. He says from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
That's a sick Zelda reference. You play video games? But yeah, no Yoshi, so therefore it lost.
But it won, and rightfully so. It is a good game, Breath of the Wild. I mean, it doesn't have Yoshi, but it does have horses.
But it doesn't. That's okay, great.
All right, great. Next round.
Round 19. Super Mario Odyssey versus Portal 2 versus Undertale. The triple Undertale. That's why did I say Undertale? And you can probably tell I'm dying. But these three games are very, very, very good. I would even go as far to say these games could have been any of these games could have been the game of the decade. But I'm glad Undertale won because what an amazing game. I don't even know if I can even like put it into words. I probably already described how much I love Undertale because I'm a cringe nerd. it's just it puts a smile on my face. I love Earthbound. I love quirky RPGs. That's my thing. Just so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, and again, we can kind of go into the thing of like Super Mario Odyssey and Portal 2 are two AAA games made by some of the best developers in the industry. And then you have Undertale, which is a game maker game made by one person basically, yeah, and it just beat these games out.
Yeah, I think indie games in general indie games really were the best to come from this poll. It's incredible how like one idea from one person versus all these companies that you know to an extent can't really fail from making a game because they've been doing it for so long versus just these one or two people who have an idea and it ends up becoming the game of the decade.
And I think really just like gameplay aside, like honestly, if I had to choose a game based off its gameplay, I probably would choose Super Mario Odyssey.
That is true.
But if we're talking about like cultural relevance and just like Undertale, it just completely takes the cake. It is such like a pop culture icon at this point that it really does deserve to, like, gameplay aside, it is just such a huge thing, like, and it has such a big fan base.
It's just, yeah, incredible. Like that Undertale concert that they had, it just filled me with like nostalgia because I guess when that concert came out, to that point I haven't really been thinking about Undertale. I just, you know, thought about a game that came out in like 2016, 15, whatever. But when I heard the music again, I just felt like a swarm of emotions consume me. It was awesome and terrible. It was, just a fun game. Even, okay, Sans the skeleton, right? Mean to death. But that's because he's just a good character to its core. Thinking about it, what a great character. Even though it's been mean to death, like whatever, it's like to the point where it's almost unrecognizable from where it came from. Just a fun character.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame, in my opinion, what people have done to Sans as a character, because he just cannot be taken seriously anymore. But like in Undertale, he is like such a great character. Like he's funny, he has good humor, good puns, but he's also just like a really cool character. Like he can be serious and like this otherworldly being, and it's super cool. But unfortunately, he is now a meme skeleton. So
I will say I'm excited for Deltarune to see, because I was, you know, the lore of Undertale. It's very cool to see like what happens, because I guess spoilers for Undertale. He's like kind of the only character that doesn't that knows what's going on and also doesn't really like you that much. It says like in the game, like, you know, he's your friend or whatever, but there's like a point in the story where it's like, I'll literally kill you where you stand if I could, but I can't because I made a promise to a tutorial. And it makes sense too, considering that you have the power to do a genocide route and just kill all of these characters, and he's trying to stop that. It's super, super cool.
Yeah, it just, there's so much character, like literally there's so much character in these like 2D sprites. It's insane how much like just how much personality you can get across through just dialogue alone.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy Undertale won, even though I do love Super Mario Odyssey and Portal 2. Very happy it won.
Yep, very deserved win.
Gamerface. Minecraft versus The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Two of the best open world games of the generation. Minecraft obviously taking it, I think, by a pretty far margin, if I remember. But just what else is there to say between these two games? Minecraft is so moddable, so easy to change, and multiplayer too. We haven't even talked about the multiplayer of Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
The single player does lack in Minecraft, I will say. I just don't have as much fun in it.
That's fair.
In comparison to Breath of the Wild. I have to play Minecraft in multiplayer, or else I just probably don't enjoy it. But as far as like, if I had like one game on a deserted island that also has electricity and whatever, I'm not gonna think
everything you would need to play games.
Like food and water, I would choose Minecraft because there's just so much you can do in this game versus something like Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you brought up the idea of multiplayer, and like, yeah, like again, like how I was talking about how there's so much you can do with this simple game. Like there's so many different like mini games in multiplayer that you can play, and it feels like a totally different game. Like you have like these like Pictionary games where you can like build stuff and other people guess it, and like Bed Wars where it's like PvP. There's just so much variety. Like even if you don't like the base survival game of Minecraft, there's still like so much more you can do and play.
I know, it's like, I can't believe this game is an indie game. I genuinely can't believe that.
Yeah.
Even though Microsoft bought it 5 years ago, this, to its core, is an indie game.
I mean, yeah, it did start out as a one-person project.
Yeah, it's just so incredible how well this turned out, because I can't imagine a world without Minecraft. I just truly can't. The amount of time I spent with my friends just playing, building shelters and whatever, killing each other again and again because we just thought it was funny. Even with us, we had a little server where we made like a gladiator pit, or sorry, a Sky Arena. We just would kill each other. It's just stupid stuff like that. It's just so much fun. So these are the two games. Dramatic effects.
Dramatic, yeah.
Two games. These are the two games, both indie games, and both games that are influential. Are influenced to and every game, almost like every game at this point, was good in its own aspect. I think that's fair to say. But these are the two games specifically, I will say, were the game of the generation, and I'm glad that they made it to this round.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that would be Connected Ventures, baby. You thought I forgot. Connected Ventures. It's back.
I don't know. What about 1-2 Switch?
1-2 Switch and Connected Ventures.
Those are the final two for this round.
The milking minigame in 1-2 Switch is by far my favorite gaming moment. What is yours?
Most realistic. I loved the sandwich eating minigame where you pretend to eat your Joy-Con.
The minigame in 1-2 Switch where you shove a Joy-Con up. No.
No, say it.
No, I don't. You shove it. Oh my god, I can't. No, no, we have to be
Yeah, let's cut
serious.
this bit already.
There around too many games were games were Minecraft versus Undertale, the cringe culture games. That I put that in quotes. I'm so glad that that concept has died because these two are some of the best games to ever come out.
Yeah, I really think like the whole cringe culture thing, it only surrounds like some of the best games out there, like Minecraft, Undertale, Fortnite. Like, say what you want about Fortnite, it's a decent game, it's fun.
Even like Among Us too, like that's a good game.
Oh yeah,
But it's been memed to death. I think yeah, anything with cringe culture is just it's solely because it's a good thing in video games. But these games in particular, I'm very happy these made it to the final round.
yeah, and it's really surprising and inspirational that this is a bracket of the best games from 2010 to 2020, and the final two games are indie games that were primarily made by one person.
Yeah, it's just a status to say if you have an idea for something, just make it.
Yeah, just do it.
Who knows what'll happen? Just do it, because I'm assuming or Toby Fox and Hatsune Miku, who made Minecraft,
yeah,
they I kid you not, probably did not think that these games would be as monumental. Definitely Toby Fox for sure did not think that this game would be one of the best games to come out of the generation, but it was, and it was all from an idea that they had. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, these are literal like pop culture icons, and they were made by just one person, and in Minecraft's case it's made by a small team of people now. It's just they're both so big. And I mean, Undertale was just this small game. I mean, you can see just by like the way Toby Fox tweeted about the game like before it came out, he did not expect it to like blow up the way it did. And now fast forward, he's like playing Smash with Sakurai, he's getting his character in Smash, he makes music for the new Pokemon games. Like, it's super cool.
It's super inspirational, and I part of me did wish Undertale would have won, but if I will be able. Oh, the sodium's coming back. But I do agree. Minecraft is by far the game of the decade. Gaming wouldn't be the same without it.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it's just so massive. Like, we talked about the different aspects about it throughout this whole video, but really there's just so much to do in Minecraft. And if you haven't played it yet, or if you have tried it and just didn't like it, I mean, there's so many different ways to play it that it's just I really do feel like it's a game for everyone of all ages.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, accessibility, because even with Undertale, you know, like a little kid could enjoy Minecraft or something like that. Even I did as a kid. My brother and sister did. My sister in particular, who could, barely read and write, but she loved watching me play Minecraft. She wanted me to build things. It was just so cool that she was able to enjoy it versus, something like Undertale, where you have to be, I guess, you have to know how to read and stuff.
Yeah, you do have to know how to read to play Undertale, unfortunately.
You know how to read, which is a big bummer for Undertale.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the main difference between Minecraft and Undertale is like with Undertale you do kind of have to have like a similar sense of humor, and you do have to like kind of care about the characters, because if you play Undertale and you just don't care about the characters and you don't think it's funny, then yeah, you probably aren't going to enjoy it. But then you can play Minecraft and it's like there's just so much to do.
It's so cool. It's just that it made it this far. Undertale did. I'm very glad it made it this far, but even if it wasn't able to win, Minecraft for sure definitely deserves it. I can't put into words just how influential this game was.
Yeah, it really did deserve it. I'm glad. I'm glad Undertale made it this far, but I really do think the game of the last decade should have been and is Minecraft. After 21 rounds, 426 votes, and over an hour-long discussion, as decided by the community, Minecraft was the best game to be officially released in the 2010s. If you've made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. This video was a lot of fun to work on, and none of this could have been done without the help of Tommy. So please be sure to check out his socials. He's a funny guy who makes great content. His Twitter and YouTube, as always, will be down in the description. Anyways, like I said before, thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.